Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another week of the 50 Days Health and Wellness Challenge here at AfriGenetry Link. We have with us here today Dr. Austin Okumo. Welcome.
Hello.
Yes, today he'll be discussing how daily habits influence disease risk more than DNA alone. So, welcome again, and could you tell us a little bit more about yourself and your background?
Thank you. Good day, everyone. My name is Dr. Uma Austin. I am a life and health coach. I am a health system strengthening advisor over two decades of experience. I am a project manager. I'm happy to be part of the 50-day DNA challenge of AfriGenetry Link. And I'm also the African director. Thank you so much.
Yes, and like I said, we're so thankful and grateful that you're here to talk with us and give us your expertise. And so to kind of start things off, could you explain the metaphor, genes load the gun and lifestyle pulls the trigger?
Basically, let me say this. We were all given birth to by parents, right? And one way or the other, you may have come across the word DNA, gene, and all of that. That is your cosmetic makeup, what is inside, okay?
Okay.
For example, you were born, nobody ever asked, how did you get blood? But blood came out from your mom through the umbilical cord into you, right? There was, first of all, a transfer and a union between a sperm cell and an egg to make you, right? So that's from the kind of background. So we're not coming within, these are not test tube kind of thing. So everybody should know that. So having known, all you have seen to date was your outside, your physical body, right? But you've not been able to look inside of you and you can't see it. So a whole lot of that is going inside of us, and some of them is coming outside of us. So we have the endo and the endo. The endo that we don't see is the genetic makeup. The outside influences are those kind of things we do, diet, exercise, and all of that. So the metaphor, genes load the gun and lifestyle pull it, is talking about how our daily life influences the diseases more than DNA alone. Simple. So it's not what is inside of us that is actually the biggest problem, but our daily life, which is outside our interaction, our daily life activity is what. So that's what the metaphor is. Yeah.
Okay, well that makes a lot of sense. I know we usually have this view that we are what our parents gave us. Oh, I'm that running the family. So breaking it down in that way, I think it really makes it digestible for our viewers. Moving on, I wanted to ask you, what is epigenetics? I know that's something that kind of relates to our conversation right now. And how does epigenetics relate to lifestyle as well as disease?
Basically, when I said that, I should just mention here that ignorance is a killer. Martin Luther King Jr. late once said that ignorance is the most dangerous weapon, dangerous. And it is more dangerous if it is conscious, if it's a conscious ignorance, okay? So either you are conscious or unconscious, we must begin to think about what ignorance is. And that is the reason why this awareness, this our talk, is going to give us some exposition as to why we shouldn't be ignorant about what goes inside of us. It's a dangerous weapon. And I must repeat there again that when Martin Luther King said that, he meant it with all his breath. Say nothing in the world is more dangerous than sincere ignorance and conscious stupidity. Sincere ignorance and conscious stupidity. So all through this dialogue, I want people, listeners, to pay attention to the word ignorant. You did ask, so what is this epigenetic, right?
Yes.
And that captures the entire metaphor that we're talking about right now. And when we're talking, that's the essence of the modern disease prevention, what we're talking about. So think about DNA as a loaded gun, and then the gun itself will not shoot till something triggers it. So epigenetics is coming into play because it's the study of how your behaviors and environment, take note of that, your behaviors and environment can cause changes that affect the way your genes work, can cause changes in the way your genes work. Unlike genetic mutation that causes DNA to change by itself, epigenetics changes that alter your DNA sequence. I will explain that, right? But they do not change your body. They read the sequence. I'll explain that. Think about the DNA as your cookbook and epigenetic as a bookmark and highlighter. What does that mean? The recipe genes doesn't change when you want to make a cook, but epigenetic markers determine exactly which recipe gets used and how often that's. Just think about this. You have a vehicle, and this vehicle is running on a very particular oil. And then when you go service, they try to maintain this oil, right? But if you don't know what oil goes inside the vehicle and you use the wrong oil or the wrong gasoline, if you want to put gas, then you put diesel, because it's a whole lot of destruction. So first of all, understanding what can trigger and how you handle that is what epigenetics is all about.
Okay, wow. Yes. Well, I mean, that the when you break it down with that many metaphors, that kind of makes sense. I really like the cookbook metaphor. It's like the marker and the bookmarks. It's like your body's gonna pick and choose based on how you live your life and your lifestyle. So just to piggyback off of that, I wanted to ask you how much of our disease risk is actually determined by our genetics versus our lifestyle.
So I speak from the point of ignorance in the first place. Think about a smoking doctor, right? That's ignorance in action. The doctor tells you don't smoke, but they do the smoking, for example. And we know smokers are liable to die young. So
True.
if your parents were healthy and you become a smoker and you contract a lung disease, it's no longer your parents' DNA, but your action, right? So speaking to the question, how much of our disease risk is actually determined by genetic life versus lifestyle, I must tell you, the research is out there. Okay. For common diseases, genetics account for 5 to 10% alone, while lifestyle, environmental factors account for 90 to 95%. Let's take a look at a few examples that are there. You can make a research. Anyone who is listening to me now, you've heard about people die of heart attack. They sleep, they wake up, they don't wake up. Oh, they were healthy yesterday, but today they're no longer healthy. Reason is that heart attack, only about 5% of it is genetic, but 95% is influenced by your diet, your exercise, basically smoking, like I just mentioned, and stress. Think about diabetes, type 2, deadly diabetes, for example. Genetics contribute only 10 to 20%, but lifestyle, obesity, inactivity are primary triggers. They are the drivers of that. Cancer, everybody talk about cancer, chronic disease, cancer. People thought cancer is genetic. Yeah, it could run through the bloodline. But let me tell you, what's running through the bloodline is only 5 to 10%. It's 10 to 5%, 5 to 10% is hereditary. The remaining runs is linked to your lifestyle, your diet, environmental exposure, hazards, and all of that. I can go on and on and on, but the evidence is overwhelming. With when you open up yourself, your genes get affected, and a lot of things happen inside of us. And because we are ignorant about what happened inside of us, we fall into these diverse sicknesses that we don't know why. But a change in lifestyle, a careful and observation about your life will help you to save your life, to save your generation, not even a few years, but decades. You've heard of people who change their life, and really must be intentional. And that's what we preach here. It must be intentional. Don't just change your life because you feel people do it, but change it because you want to change your life. And today, in a knowledge economy, what we are out to do is to leverage on what is out there to teach ourselves how to live a better life.
Yes, yes, indeed. That's a very powerful statement. One thing I've learned not only from this conversation, but in preparing for this challenge from all the speakers is just learning about taking ownership over your own health, and then especially with this topic, it's pretty eye-opening to see that yes, our genes do play a factor, but really, the way we live our life plays an even a bigger role, as you just explained to everyone. To keep going on the same trend, because I think we're making a lot of headway here. Can you give specific examples of how daily habits can change gene expression?
Absolutely. Here are powerful research-backed examples. There are a lot of out there. For example, think about you exercising yourself. only 30 minutes a day of exercise changes your life. 30 minutes, as simple as 30 minutes, can change your fat metabolism. But we sit down, we have talks over an hour, but we don't want to even stand up and make some exercise because either nobody told us, either we use the word, I'll be fine, either age is still on your side. Don't forget that exercise is training your body and the body can be trained, right? Over time, regular exercise creating lasting epigenetic change that improve our metabolic health. But people don't know that. That's exercise. Now let's talk about diets. Today, cruciferous vegetables like broccoli contain sulforaphane, which is modified epidemic makers on tumor stress gene. They help to keep them active. Similarly, casamine from turmeric has been shown to reverse abnormal epigenetic change in colon cancer. What does that mean? It's a long story, but meaning that your diets can help you live a longer life. But today, people don't even know what the implication of diets is. They just feel that you could eat anything. No, please don't eat anything. Consult your dietitian when you feel that you have health challenges. They will advise you on what to eat based on your genetic type, on your body mass, and all of this. Come again, stress and immune gene. Today, people don't think about stress, but stress and stress management are key things that we must think about. We are all stressed financially, we are all stressed emotionally, relationship, marriages, stress is everywhere. What you think is that the stress, what you don't know is that those things that are stressors are affecting your inner self and they need to be managed. Okay, they're affecting your immune system. They need to be managed. Talk about sleep. It's wonderful and it will be interesting for you to know that 1 week poor sleep can alter 700 plus genes in your body. And today we talk about, oh, I am insomnia. Please see a medical doctor when you're having this kind of sleepless nights, because poor sleep leads to a lot of things and causes that heart attack you are dreadful of. And lastly, we're talking about fasting. When people fast, they say they wait upon the Lord. They wait upon the Lord for physical things, outside things that are exogenous to the body. But do you know fasting is a medicine to your body? You don't just fast. You could fast from eating fried foods. You are helping yourself. What have you helped yourself? You're activating the longevity cells. And at the end of the day, you are making cellular repairs. When is the best time to start? I tell you, yesterday was too late. Today is the best time to go. So please don't take these things for granted. Let this message you are hearing activate an intentional lifestyle change that will help not only you, but they that are around you. Come to think about it. When people lose weight, you shed so much weight. You never knew what you did to yourself. But for the ignorant person, it will come, oh, maybe you're suffering from HIV/AIDS. That's why you went so down. But please, don't live your life for people. Live your life for yourself and live it intentionally, because your daily habits can change your gene expression. Thank you.
Yes, and thank you for that. I mean, honestly, those are all the things really covering everything that we deal with on a daily basis. You hear about exercise and eating. It was really interesting to hear you talk about the cancer genes and how things like vegetables and turmeric and stuff has an effect on that. And I think something that all of us will try to take away from this is especially the stress. Almost everyone has some level of stress that they deal with on a daily basis, and I think that ties into sleep and brain health as well. But moving on from that, I just wanted to know if there's anything specific, like what are the most impactful, I guess, changes that people can make in reference to those things you just mentioned to optimize their gene expression.
Wherever you are, whatever you do, know very well that what goes inside of you is more important than what goes outside of you. I lead us back to that example of the vehicle. All we do is that our vehicle is moving. Consider yourself as a vehicle. Can your vehicle work without gas?
Nope.
People work without some lubrication, oil? No. If you take care of your vehicle, You take them for regular inspection as directed. In terms of lifestyle, it may be important for you to know that regular physical activities can help you to save your life. Now, notice that movement is not activity. You can be active without movement. A lot of people are active, but they are not moving. Movement is the physical exercise we're talking about. And if you commit 150 minutes per week, what you've done is that you've changed expression of hundreds of genes related to metabolism, inflammation, and aging. So you save yourself from early aging. You see a lot of people today, they say they're aging faster than their age. Of course, why won't you? When you sit down for 8 hours a day, you sleep for another 8 hours a day, that you have been inactive for 16 hours out of 24. And that 24, you are eating, you're having your bath, and in that 24, you are still not active. That remaining 8 hours, you're still not active for that 8 hours. You're setting up yourself right there unknowingly to you. So please know very well that both aerobic and exercise and resistance training are very important for you. In this 50-day DNA challenge, we are working with fitness organizations, fitness club. We're engaging them wide, and there's a challenge because we're going to have winners at the end of this challenge from different countries that we're currently flagging off. And the reason is that we want to introduce that consciousness, reintroduce that consciousness amongst not just the young, not just the old, but the generality of the people out there. So please don't take your exercises lightly because it helps you to fix what is going inside, right? As simple as walking around, light walk, please do. Again, food, diets, and dietary. Not just think about eating. It will be good if you don't even eat and fast because you'll be helping to produce some longevity and repair yourself, right? But if you must eat, like I said, eat rich foods. If you must eat, provide that nutrient and those compounds. What did they help you to do? They support your healthy epigenetic markers. If you must eat, reduce things that will cause inflammation and oxidative stress. Like I said, meet your dietitian. Don't spend money going to the pharmacies to just buy medicine when good food would have helped you to overcome that. Stress is there. Chronic stress is one of the most damaging influences on our gene expression. Chronic stress. Let me speak this a bit of digression here. We live in the world, the Bible says, and we are not of the world, right? That does not mean that when Jesus said your faith has overcome the world, does not mean don't give what belongs to Caesar to Caesar. Give what belongs to Caesar. The body needs maintenance. Take care of your body. One of the silent killer of modern day is stress. Like you just alluded to, we have a lot of stress everywhere. Don't sweep it under the carpet. Manage that stress. Speak to a counselor. Speak to a coach. Air your mind. Free it up. Don't accumulate toxins because of what you're thinking about. There's a better tomorrow coming. So let today not damage your tomorrow. What do you need to do? Sleep very well. Sleep. Good sleep, please. Sleep whenever the sleep comes. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes nap will do a lot of good to your health. Don't keep it to night. Take a nap. All right? Sleep is when many critical genes expression changes occur. When you sleep, you relax your body. Think about people doing yoga, right? They kind of, yes, that's part of it. But when you sleep, that's when the whole body is at rest. So please sleep. Don't joke with sleep. 7 to 9 hours sleep is good for you. It's good for you. I can say you. You've not been sleeping, but I say to you, in this 50-day, try it and give your testimony at the end of this challenge. You might just be the lucky one that wins the prize with your testimony. Avoid environmental toxins. Yes, most of us are driven by the fact that we want to make money. We want to make money. Hence, meet. The bills are high. We acknowledge the fact that the bills are high, and you want to make money. You want to make money not just to pay the bill, but to show off to someone who slighted you yesterday. And please, I beg you, avoid working in an environment that exposes you. We talked about smoking. Limit exposure to cigarette smoking, excessive alcohol, and processed foods. Processed food. A lot of cancer today is being related, tracked to processed food. But when you live an intentional, decent lifestyle and avoid environmental toxins, what you've just done is that you've credited your life with just one day, but as far as the market will pay you, even up to decades, right? So the key thing here is that this factor works synergetically. You might just say that you are not smoking. So if you are not smoking, but you are not sleeping, if you are not smoking and you are not eating good food, if you are not smoking, you are not exercising, then you'll just be taking care of only one aspect. There's oil in your vehicle, but there's no gas. How can you move? No petrol. How can you move? No gasoline. How can you move? So you have to put these things together. You don't have to be perfect, but make improvements. I see a whole lot of people. This is just about the new year. They make new year resolution. Oh, I won't do this. I won't do that. I won't do that. That's great. Discipline. But beyond you saying I won't, it's actually doing it. A lot of our wounds have not helped. Let's start doing it. Because when we take care of your exercise, your diet, manages your stress, avoid being in toxic chemical environment, see your doctors, check your health. In all of this, you are compounding the gains. So it's our passionate appeal from AfriGenetry Link that please take care of yourself. You are the principal agent we need to transport the next generation. Please do it. And the time to do it is now. Thank you.
Wow, yeah, well, thank you for that. I mean, I'm listening to you go through the list once again, and it's things that, I think can resonate with everyone who's listening. These are things that we all have to deal with on a daily basis, especially in this day and age. A lot of processed foods, like you said. For some people, maybe younger people, a lot of pressure to do things like smoke cigarettes or consume alcohol. For some people trying to make ends meet, there's that stress factor, and on top of the stress, maybe they don't get enough sleep. So I think this kind of like holistic approach, like you said, trying to take care of small improvements in every aspect. I think that's something that we can all take away from it. Trying to, I mean, you don't have to be perfect, like you said, but trying to make improvements in every aspect of our life can improve, our health. That's what we need to live longer and healthier lives. But when I hear this, and I think I'm not the only one. It can be a little discouraging maybe because you're like, oh my goodness, there's so much to manage, and I don't even know when I'm going to see results. When am I going to see this work paying off? I slept good, last night, or I did this. How many more times do I have to do it in order to offset my risk? So I guess my question is how quickly can lifestyle changes affect our gene expression?
This is incredibly encouraging, the question. Changes can happen much faster than people realize. You change because you value your life, it becomes more evident what results you're going to see. When you change because people value your life more than you and they advise you to change, you wouldn't see the essence of change. My first thing to say is that nothing works until it's been worked on. Nothing will work for you until you work it. The onus lies on you, therefore. Remember that the gun is loaded. Don't trigger it.
Yeah, indeed, yes.
Now you want results. Ask yourself, if you are obese and it took you 5, 10 years to get to where you are, why will you want to expect that it will take you 3 days to go from where you are back to where you want to go? You equally would say, if you take me 10 years of carelessness to go this way, it must also take me there are 10 years to get from where you went to. That is why consciousness plays a very vital role here. So changes starts immediately in hours, okay? A single meal that is high, for example, in antioxidants can reduce inflammatory gene expression within 2 to 4 hours. One exercise session can change your expression in muscles within hours. The key here is that let your mind be open for change, okay? Remove that cap of timing. I know very well today the marketing, everybody markets and they tell you things will happen overnight. But believe you me, it might happen overnight for someone. For you, it might not just be happening overnight, which also causes a lot of discouragement for people out there that are seeking help. As exercise is a therapeutic medicine. Move. Don't just be active, move. Move your mind. because as a man thinketh in his mind, so is he. You look, let me tell you something. Let me say, a lot of people who have high blood pressure, right, want to check that pressure there and there at a regular interval because their mind is made up. Oh, maybe the my B is feeling somehow, the BP, my blood pressure would have gone up. When they check it, we go up. Let your mind, relax your mind, relax your mind. Think, see yourself in your healthy future. Remember, in the last question, I said, when you have a consistent, systematic combination of all of these, that's where you begin to see the gains. A lot of people go for aerobic gym, and after that, they sit down, they eat heavy meal, and they drink heavy juice. You've just done more damage than what you've repaired. So therefore, consistency will speak to what you will do to load the gun. In days, for example, dietary changes measures effect on metabolic gene within 3 to 7 days. It does. Meditation practice, if you meditate, can alter stress-related gene. If you are a Christian, in any of the religion, meditation is one of the key things. But as a Christian, I can tell you, even the word says, meditate on this word day and night. And through the meditation, you will make your own life to be prosperous. So the life you want will come. The stress will go out by your own meditation. I can't meditate for you. You just need to do the med. You could be guided, yes, but please don't avoid it. Think of a healthier future. Don't think about sickness. Let the fear, let your faith overcome your fear. Okay? Let your faith overcome your fear. In months, really, that is why you need a coach, a life coach. You need a health coach because accountability is the watchword here. You make a decision, but are you accountable? Accountability, let someone hold you accountable and also hold someone accountable. Do some don't do the self-help, but do some support mechanism out there, accountability partners that will help you. And in matters of months, a comprehensive lifestyle program will just show epigenetic change in 3 to 6 months. These are time, it varies with different ways. But you say, oh, sir, you said so. Yes, these are some average figures, numbers. But in the real sense, how disciplined and dedicated you are to the changes, that is what you will see. In years, you'll be looking perfect and you will be the testimony. The empowering message is that you don't have to wait for many years to see benefit. Many positive begin within days, providing motivation to continue. You must see, if you sleep well, not eating in the middle of the night, no, and sleep well, when you wake up, your body's healthy. Please, let us take care of what is inside of us. We may not see it. I remember when I was in school, they told me about digestive system. They told me about respiratory system. They told me about all of the system. They told me that a cell is the smallest of the body units. A group of cells will make tissues. A group of tissues will make what? Organs. A group of organs will make systems, will make functions, and a group of functions will make your system. Your body is made up of a system. And each of these systems, each of these organs, they needed to be taken care of. But why we want to have the cosmetic surgery to make our bodies look really good? Why we want to go for the gym to train our muscles and have that six-pack? It is my candid advice that please, what goes inside of you is more than what people see. Take care of what is inside of you. The benefit starts like a cell. They will soon become a system and you'll be better for it. A word is enough for a wise. Please take advantage of joining in on this 50-day DNA challenge. Know who you are as you are praying. As you are praying, 40 days for fasting and prayers. Some ministry declared 21 days. As you pray, take conscious charge of your life and work to produce the result that not only you will see, but as the word of God will say, let your light so shine that the world will see. Your health is number one thing. Thank you.
Wow. Well, thank you, Dr. Okumo, everyone, here to discuss lifestyle and the importance that plays on gene expression. That was a powerful presentation, and thank you for being a part of this challenge and a part of this organization. And thank you for educating us with your words and expertise. Okay, that'll be all.
Okay, so I just want them to know something.
Okay.
It's good for you to know that your life is your life. We blame a lot of things on our parents, but it's important for you to know your genes are important, but they are not your destiny. You have far more power over your health than you've been told to believe. Everything is in your hands. Every single day, with every meal, every workout, every hour of sleep, every moment of stress or peace, you are sending signals to your gene. You are literally rewriting your biology. The most important part that you must know. Never too late to start. Whenever, whether you are 25 or 75, it's never too late to start. Your body can respond to positive lifestyle changes. Your genes are listening to your life right now. Are you ready to be part of this? Are you ready to take charge of your life? Please go to the link below. Register now. Take active part in this 50-day DNA challenge that will mark the beginning of the change in not just your life, but fundamentally generations yet unborn. And you'll be happy for it. Thank you for having me once again. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.